since we're making eye contact, let's start with the welterweight champ. In the lead-up, Mac described you as quote-unquote tough. Now, I have heard that this comment wasn't one that gelled well with you. Why is the branding of tough something that might offend you?
Because it's insulting. Requires no skills to be tough. I'm not tough. I'm skillful. I'm smart. I'm intelligent. I'm clever. I'm not tough. Takes no skills to be a punching bag in this sport, and I'm not a punching bag.
You have a habit of snapping winning streaks in the sport. How would you say Larson measures up to the guys you've beaten to date who've come in on fire?
Well, any guy I'm fighting at the moment is the best guy. So to me, to my eyes, he's the best opponent and the most one's going to give me challenges. So I give him all the respect.
What sort of emphasis are you putting on the rear naked choke, right? That's a move that he's utilized in more than half of his professional wins. Does the focus come more on defending that position or neutralizing it and not even letting it come to play?
I don't believe in escapes. I believe in preventions. So just don't get there. As long as the fight stays in my world, he's mine.
You've mentioned in some of your interviews that you might be hanging up the gloves soon. How likely is it that we see you retire on Thursday?
Unlikely. I'm not retiring. Definitely not looking to retire, but I do have a couple of things I want to accomplish in the sport, and one of them is not fighting prospects, but fighting some legends. Okay. I want some monsters. I want 40, 50 fight legends. I want some big names. There's always a new prospect, and that doesn't get me as excited as much as fighting somebody big, but I'm not thinking about that, man. One fight at a time. I didn't even beat this guy yet. Let me smash him first, and then we can talk about next step.
Sure. Now, not to look too far ahead, but I feel like you've painted a criteria for what you'd like. Is there anyone who sort of fits the bill of what you're looking for?
Honestly, in the local scene, anybody from just a couple of guys from Jesse Ronson, I'd like to fight him just because he fought in the UFC. He's in the winning streak. Rob Ford, I fought on some cards when I was young. On the same card as him, I've been looking up to him for a long, long time. He fought Jake Shields and stuff. Lean Mean, he's one of the guys that I looked up. I fought on the same card as his dad. I fought in Ready to Rumble back in the day. So those are the guys that I would like to. They just come to meet it. But anybody from the UFC, anybody from anywhere gets cut, anything. I want some big names. If not, such is life.
Last one from me. You're heading into your 16th BFL fight on Thursday. Looking back on the great career you've had, where do you rank that KO over Chris Anderson that sort of kicked off the longest title reign in Canada?
Just like any other one, it was a special moment, and after it happened, I moved on.
Guys, just let's do like 2 questions at a time per fighter. Okay. Yeah, we'll go back. Go ahead.
Right, I got a question for the bantamweight champion, Ali Bomaya-Wasuk. Christian Rivas is flying here all the way from South America. Just wondering how much do you know about him and what do you know about Christian?
I know he's southpaw, throws a lot of single shots, a lot of right hooks and left overhands, likes to wrestle. Pretty much it, but nothing new that I've faced, so I welcome any challenge.
And you said that you will be hunting for a finish. How important is it for you to get a finish for you to finally get that UFC call-up?
Yeah, I think winning's not enough. I need to find a finish. I'm going to find a finish, and May 9th, it's going to be a spectacular performance.
Question for Rodrigo. How much emphasis do you put on finishing this fight early, knowing that Dario grows stronger as the fight heads into those later rounds?
I don't know if he's stronger or no. I know my game is so much danger, and I know 100% this fight will finish in the first round.
Okay. What are our thoughts on what comes after Thursday? Are we moving back down to lightweight?
Yeah, probably is my last fight, 165, and then I will be back for 155 again. And who have to move down, move right now, or comes up, that is the time.
Last one for me. I know that we can't give away too much of the game plan, but you're clearly very confident that this fight doesn't go out of the first round. What are some of the things you've identified that make you believe it's going to be an early night for him?
He's the dead guy, guys. Look, come on, let's go.
Got a question for the featherweight champ, Radley Da Silva. Which areas are you looking to test Caleb Moctezuma, and where do you think his biggest weaknesses are?
I'm looking to test him everywhere. I'm a very well-rounded martial artist, but I did see that his weakness is his wrestling. So that's one of my strengths, and it's a great stylistic matchup for me, and very grateful that he was willing to take this fight.
Mm-hmm. And you said your goal is to get to the UFC by the end of this year. Just wondering, how do you think you match up against top 15 UFC featherweights?
It's hard to say, you know. I've only had like 6 fights at this point to really think about every top 10 featherweight in the UFC. But I know that my skill set's very different from the average fighter, and it gives me an advantage going up against anyone.
I think it's only fair to go to Dario next on my part. How much of a factor does your cage experience play into all this? I mean, we're talking about, I think, 3 times as much cage time accumulated. He says it's going to end early. What if it doesn't?
If it doesn't, he's going to be in the deep waters for sure. Yeah, experience always shines through. You know what I mean? You can't beat experience. You know, I've been putting in a lot of work, and over the years, lots of people have been trying to put me down and trying to try to kill me. And you know, he's going to see exactly what happens when someone comes for the kill.
If we play a little armchair therapist here, an analyst, when he says it's going to end early, what do you chalk that up to? Is that confidence? Is that bravado? Is it mind games? What do you make of that?
I don't really know. Honestly, I like the challenge. I think that he's only putting himself in a difficult situation because as soon as that second round comes in, he doesn't expect to be there. You know, third round again, knock him down another notch. Fourth, fifth, what's going to be left?
I have a question for Esh Mashreki. Just wondering, what was your reaction when you found out that BFL implemented the BMF title, and how excited were you to be fighting for the title?
Man, I was pumped. It literally happened 15 minutes after the actual BMF title. I was like, this is the craziest fight I've ever seen. I got a text message, oh, you're fighting for the BMF title. You ready for 5? I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm ready for 5. He's not. That's why we're doing 3. He bitched out. But I'm ready for 5 if you want to change that any time. I know he's not ready for 5, so that shows that has no cardio, right? He's worried about his cardio. That's why he said 3. What real fighter wouldn't say 5? More rounds is a fucking championship fight. Let's fucking go, right? You fucking pussied out there.
And how big do you think this win will be for all of your Persian community and for Iran and for all the Persian community here in Vancouver?
Man, with everything going on, any help is a big deal. I don't think it's going to change anything going on back over there, but any positiveness to go back to Iran with what's going on is a good thing, man. And of course, I'm Persian, so my heart is with them always.
Just do a question from the sponsors. Anybody here for Adam? Adam question? Anybody on this side have a question?
Question is for Dayon. It's Steve with Driving with Steve. Your last fight, a lot of people seen you're pretty safe. Didn't take a lot of chances, and I think a lot of people are underestimating you. How do you see this fight going? You think it's going to be another safe fight, or are you going to go in for the kill?
First of all, thank you for the question, but I always go for the kill. Like I said, last fight, it is what it is. Some of the circumstances, but no excuse. You can't beat me on my worst day, and that had a worst week. So if you can't beat me on my worst week, this time I'm fighting hometown, weight cut, everything is on point. So yeah, he's in trouble. Just put it that way. It doesn't matter if it's 1 round or 5 rounds, going to bleed each round, and I'm going to try to put him away. So he's in trouble either way.
Just to go back to Ash for 1 second here, I'd like your official prediction. How many seconds until one of you points in the center of the cage?
Man, let's go right in the beginning. Let's go. I know he walks up into the cage. He does everything like I do, man. He's like the fake version of me. So we're going to go right in the middle, and let's fucking do this. We'll see who steps back. We just had this conversation. Let's see who steps back.
I like it.
Okay, we'll meet in the middle of the ring. Let's see who goes into wrestling mode first. This guy's talking a huge game like he's going to bang with me. Who's going to touch their legs first? Just see. We'll see. Right? Everyone says that until I fucking touch you, man. Everyone thinks they're tough until they get fucking hit. This right hand is no joke, and I'm coming for this guy. This belt means everything to me. I went through fucking hell. I've been a cocky motherfucker my whole life, and I never put in the work. This is the first time in my life I'm actually putting in the work. Ask all these guys. They see me train every day. They see me every day telling me to calm the fuck down because I'm going crazy. Okay? They all do. So this ain't no fucking joke. It's not some guy playing to be smashed. This is the fucking smash way. Let's fucking go.
You know, I know you're not talking about me, but I'm getting a little stressed out with all this eye contact.
I'm not looking right at you. Sorry, bro. I'm looking straight.
Oh, good. Okay, let's keep on.
My balls. I was like, holy shit.
One for Christian here, kind of in the same vein. How dangerous is Jaden in the first few minutes of the fight? And how much does the advantage grow in your favor as the fight progresses?
I would say that that's if he's got a shot at winning, that's the time it'll come. And yeah, you know that power drains quickly, especially when you got a guy on top of you holding you down. Yeah, so I think I'm not scared to stand with him by any means. You know, I think everyone's talked up a big game, but look at the guy he's fought. You know, he's never fought a guy professionally with a winning record, and the only formidable guy that he has fought beat him. You know, so.
Dude, didn't you pull out from your last fight the only guy that had a really good, significant record, and you pulled out the night before?
At least I fight more than once every 3 years.
I don't know when you have time to fight. You work 30 hours a day, dude. So I don't know. I'm just impressed that you made it to this tonight.
It's all
so.
good, brother. Keep running your mouth.
Running my mouth. All right, buddy.
Jaden, have you changed your mind about shaking his hand after the fight?
No.
Back to you, Christian. So I don't know what I'm getting in the middle of here. He previously claimed that, you know, you can't get in his head and that he doesn't even follow you on social media. Little Birdie told me that he did comment on one of your posts. How much do you think you've gotten to him mentally, even just sitting here talking to him?
Yeah, you know, I think he's changed a little bit from when he's been doing his interviews, trying to act as the nice guy here and everything. Now he's trying to talk some shit. So, you know, it's exactly what I aim to do. You know, I've been talking about grappling this entire time. He doesn't know if I want to stand or grapple or what's going to come to him on May 9th. So, you know, I'm just going to keep things unpredictable and keep talking my shit.
Unpredictable. Any chance that you get, you tell me what the game plan is, and unless that's some type of, you know, mental warfare, then, you know, you said that you're going to bang with me, but then you say that you respect my power, but then you say I'm only dangerous in the first little bit. Dude, the last guy that you fought, the Cam guy, you keep saying I turned him into a wrestler, turn him into a wrestler. All of his wins are by submission. What the hell are you talking about? You turned him into a wrestler.
Yeah, man's looking at Tapology thinking that he knows how to read a fighter, all right?
Well, that's what you're doing too. You're saying, oh, I'm looking at your Tapology.
Yeah, like I'm not watching your fights all the time, brother. Like, I mean, look at the post that BFL did of you, man. When you're knocking out Louise, their left hand is down by your waist. Like, you got fucking power, I'll give you that, but that's all you got is a puncher's power, and you know that's a puncher's chance, and everybody's got that going into a fight, and that's the only reason that you have the shred of respect that I do for you, is because you're going in there and at least fighting, but you're never fighting a guy that's actually got a good, formidable record and actually has anything behind him.
What is formidable about your record?
Formidable about my record?
Yeah, you've had, this is going to be your 18th fight, right?
19th, yeah, 18, 19.
You don't even know your own record, dude?
No, fuck. I just like fighting, brother.
Work too much, man. Work too much. Too many hours at work. Not enough on the mat.
I take my time off when I need it, and I didn't really think that I needed it for this fight.
Oh man, that's gonna be a really bad mistake on your end.
Yeah, let's see in the third round when you're fucking huffing.
You think it's gonna make it to
boy.
the third round? That's funny, man.
I got two questions for Jaden Martin. Jaden, you call yourself the Human Samurai. Yuri Prochazka was seen standing outside of the stadium, T-Mobile Arena, the night before. Can the fans expect to see you standing one night on Wednesday night outside of Vancouver Harbor Convention Center?
Well, first off, just got to correct, I've never called myself a human samurai. I don't think this is feudal Japan, and I'm delusional because I have a samurai tattoo. But yeah, Yuri's a badass. He's a real samurai. I'm not willing to lock myself in a dark room for 30 days, and I'm not there. You know, I like to be on my phone, social media apparently, but I like technology. It's a little bit difficult for me to put that away, but yeah, I'll be outside the arena afterwards.
And your last two fights lasted less than a minute. Do you think Christian Tremaine will be able to last longer with you and take your power?
100%. I've never said that. Like, I've never said one bad thing about him up until recent. Even now, I don't even think I'm saying anything bad. I have respect for him. He had 17 fights, right? This is his 18th fight. He's been in a lot of wars. He's been around. Like when Jay asked me, the first time I saw him, it was back when BFL was doing the shows at the Vogue, which was like 2012, 2010, or 2011 or something like that. I have respect for him. He, on the other hand, has no respect for anybody, or it's just a persona, because everybody that's talked about him to me says that he's a sweetheart. He's a nice dude.
I don't
So
respect the people you fought.
that's the difference between me and you. I do. I respect anybody that's willing to get in there. And you, guy calling me a bully, saying I'm doing this, you called me a pussy and a nerd. That's kind of something a bully would say. I've respected all my opponents. You don't have respect for anybody. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Something doesn't add up here. Either this is not who you are, and it's a persona, or you're just an asshole. I don't know, but you got to pick one or the other. You
I'm an
can't keep going
asshole.
back and forth. Oh, you are an asshole. Okay, perfect. Thanks for the clarity.
Rodrigo, how much fun are you having watching this? I see you smiling the whole time.
God, bro. I have a question for Jay.
Oh, no.
Can I? Why? So you have your favorites here. The most handsome guys is on the right side. The champ is on the right side, and the another guys is right there on the left.
What is the question?
Did you intentionally put all the good-looking guys on one side of the room? I think is the.
You got one right here.
I get it.
Just look, baby.
Listen, you are young and good looking, but come on.
Come on, bro.
You look like you're 18 years old, man.
When your next fight, the BMF, can I call the beautiful motherfuckers, man? Because I will get your title. You will. Let's go, baby.
Just a little bit better English if you want to talk.
Yeah.
Just a little.
Do you speak Portuguese? Do you speak Spanish? Oh, I'm sorry.
Question for Ali. For Ali Wasuk here. You faced some very good wrestlers in the past, beaten most of them. How would you rank the combination of your opponent's striking and wrestling in terms of the overall threats that you faced in your career?
Yeah, I think I've definitely faced, my resume doesn't lie, I've faced some tough competition. I think he stacks up there for sure. He's no slouch. We're both trying to get to the UFC, so anybody that I face at this stage in my career is going to be no slouch. So he's got some tools, but my tool belt's a whole lot bigger. So I'm super excited to showcase that on May 9th.
I got a question for Dario Sinagoga. Dario, great to see you. Rodrigo seems very confident ahead of your fight. He says that you're easy money. He says he will finish you in the first round. Just wondering, what is your response to Rodrigo being so confident, and are you looking to humble him?
Anybody who's in this game for the money is surprising to me that he's talking about the money, talking about the titles and stuff like that. That's not what I fight for. I did it for 10 years for free. Fought some tough guys, took some tough beatings, but got the win. And I plan on to continue doing that. And when I fight, I don't fight for money or clout, any of that bullshit. I fight for my blood to represent my ancestries. And that's so much more valuable to me than anything else. So we'll see who has the most valuable reasons for fighting.
And you said you plan to drag him to the deep waters. What do you think will break first? Is it his cardio, or are you looking to break his will, or will it be the experience that will be the deciding factor?
I think whatever his weakness is will be exposed, regardless of if it's the cardio or whatever. It doesn't really make a difference. I've done what I've had to do to take on the challenge that he's represented me, and it took me a while because I failed mentally in my head trying to figure out how it is that I can get through the equation that he's presenting me. And I believe that I've figured out the equation and I have done the work, and in my eyes I've won the fight already. I'm just going to let him defeat himself.
A couple questions for David. You have 8 times the professional experience of your opponent in this fight. Why is it you think his camp accepted the fight just for his, second pro outing? Yeah, you have 8 times the experience of your opponent. Why is it you think that his camp decided to take on such an experienced veteran like yourself?
Yo estoy seguro que decidieron ponerme de rival contra Adam porque es un chico con facultades, con un buen físico, con una carrera amateur, por decirlo así, prometedora, y quieren utilizarme como una buena prueba, pero esta prueba va a resultarle en su primera derrota porque realmente no se ha enfrentado a un peleador mexicano con las agallas ni con el carácter que yo tengo, y definitivamente tiene todo mi respeto, pero va a ser una prueba, y creo que para responder tu palabra, soy una gran prueba para Adam, y por eso estoy aquí.
I think that they choose Adam to be my opponent because he has a lot of skills. He's very strong, and I'm the perfect challenge for him because he is a racing fighter. So I'm looking forward for our fight.
Just one more from me. How do you feel about a rematch against Naveed, maybe for the lightweight title if you come and win this fight? Because it's looking like we might have a vacant belt there.
Sorry, could you repeat it?
How would you feel about fighting Naveed possibly for a vacant lightweight title next?
¿Cómo te hace sentir la posibilidad de estar peleando por un título la próxima pelea?
Definitivamente lo que pasó con Naveed se volvió personal. Para mí fue ilegal y ni siquiera tuvo la consideración de preguntarme al final si me encontraba bien. Solamente ganó, se dio la vuelta y siguió. Le demostré que en el piso soy muy superior, arriba lo toqué un par de veces y es una pelea que sin duda alguna quiero, porque para mí es personal. Me siento emocionado por el título de esta liga, por poder disputarlo, pero más allá del título es algo muy personal. Yo quiero volver a enfrentarme a Naveed.
I think what happened in our last fight against David, it wasn't fair, and it's something that I take very personal, and I'm very looking forward for fight him again, and yeah, I'm excited about this fight too.
Could you expand on why that outcome was so upsetting and why it wasn't fair and why it's important for you to get the rematch?
¿Puedes explicarnos un poco más a qué te refieres con que no fue justo?
Yo creo que no fue justo porque recibí comentarios de varios periodistas importantes a nivel Latinoamérica y algunos de Norteamérica sobre el slam que me aplicó Naveed. Esa parte no me dejó contento. Yo tenía el Boogie Show bien entrado. Definitivamente él no quería pelear arriba y es lo que yo quiero demostrar. Quiero demostrar que soy mejor que él, pero primero es Adam y pues es la prueba que está ahora. Es un chico, como lo repito, bastante fuerte, joven, está en su casa. La presión es totalmente para él. Yo vengo a divertirme, pero también vengo a ganar.
I think what happened with David, I heard a lot of the opinions that journalists around Mexico and Latin America, like important newspapers and people from the fighting world, explained that the submission, the fight that he put on me, it wasn't fair. So, but right now I have my eyes and focus on this fight against Adam, and I'm just gonna have fun, be focused on the fight, but yeah.
I have a question for Dejan Kaic. You have a very well decorated career. Next Thursday night you'll be the last man to make the walk. So just wondering, where does BFL80 rank among all your other events, and how big of a moment will this be for you?
Oh, it's a huge moment. Every fight's a huge moment. I understand my age. I understand I got a couple years left, so I truly do enjoy every moment, man. To travel the world, meet my heroes, and do what I love to do, and still get a paycheck. It's something I cherish. I truly do, and I enjoy it. I love it all, and I'm going to enjoy them while walk to there. I'm going to enjoy this press conference. I'm going to enjoy hanging out with the guys on the mats afterwards. Everything. This community is something that I truly take to heart, and doing what I've been doing for so long brings joy to my life. So I really do enjoy it. Thank you.
And previously you beat Tim Welsh, Sugar Sean O'Malley's coach. Just quickly wondering about that fight and what was the experience like for you?
Oh, that was awesome. Yeah, it was one of the best experiences. I went to somebody else's hometown. That was supposed to be a stepping stone. Drove 17 hours to Montana with my coach, and the drive back was much more pleasurable. But yeah, it was good. It was good. I got to finish top. That was the first time I got to kind of see where I stand with world class. And the fact that I got to finish, he was a brown belt from like MMA lab, top labs, 5-fight win streak, everything. That was kind of started making me believe in myself a lot more after that fight.
Couple questions for Ace. So, Narek mentioned in his pre-fight interviews that he has no problem grappling with you, and in fact, he welcomes it. Is he playing mind games, or do you really believe he's going to go in there and try and go grapple for grapple with you?
It doesn't matter to me. If he wants to go to the ground, we can go to the ground, and if it goes there, it goes there. Well, I'm going to try to drag it there. That's, as you guys all know. And if he tries to force it, we'll see what happens.
10 of his 15 fights ended in the first round. Most of those wins come in the first round. Is it pretty clear to you that the longer this goes, the worse it's going to get for him?
Yeah, I think so. I'm going to put the pressure on him, put the pace on him, and then see what happens from there.
I have a question for Taylor Christopher. And Rafael said that your only chance is on the feet and that you should avoid the ground by all means. Just wondering what your response would be to that.
Yeah, I don't think if it does end up on the ground, like I said, I'm not kind of picking and choosing this fight. I'm going to see how things go, but I'm really confident in my grappling. I spent all of last year grappling and competing in worlds and stuff like that, so my grappling is no joke. And if it gets there, it gets there. If it's on the feet, I'm going to crack him, and it's going to be a good fight.
Last minute opponent change for both of you guys. How would you sort of describe the challenges of having to go from one guy to another on short notice, and do you see one as the tougher opponent?
Yeah, like the change it was just a shock, but finding out that I wasn't having a fight to finding out that I might have a fight was also a positive. So other than the change up, it's the same thing. It's just I was preparing for a fight, and I'm prepared, and doesn't matter who it is. I'm ready to fight.
There's an expectation that the winner of the featherweight title fight between Radley and Caleb is very likely going to the Contender Series. How close do you think a win on Thursday puts you into the vacant title fight?
We'll have to see. I guess that's up to the rankings and stuff like that. I mean, I did fight for the title before this, so we'll see. As far as I'm concerned, I'm just looking to keep fighting and rack up some wins here and just keep the ball rolling.
On that note, going to Radley, Caleb comes from one of the best teams in the world right now. He's training with Diego Lopez, Alessandro Costa. I talked to flyweight champ, Alexa Grasso, who had some glowing things to say about him. What sort of feather in your cap would it be to beat a guy of that caliber?
Yeah, it would mean a lot. I mean, it'd be the second guy in a row. I just came from fighting a guy from one of the best gyms in the world, training with UFC guys as well. Also on a 5-fight win streak. So I'm very comfortable in this position of fighting a guy on a big win streak, coming from a big gym, and it makes my case even stronger to be going forward for the Dana White Contender Series after this.
Now, not to say that you weren't thinking highly of Caleb going in, but how did the fight against Gagan Gill, one of the best Canadians we have, play out relative to your expectations heading into that fight?
Well, I didn't know anything about Caleb at the time, so obviously it shocked me. But at the end of the day, watching the fight, and I said it before in my interview, like if you swing with your hands down and you get caught in the chin, anyone can knock you out. A homeless dude on Hastings can knock you out if you let him hit you in the chin, square in the chin. And so I mean, he didn't get much time in the cage to see him, but I did watch lots of his fights, and that fight against Gagan was the second guy with a winning record that he actually got a win over. Everyone else before that, 50-50 records or losing records. So he got that win over Gagan. It was impressive. His win before that with a winning record guy was a 40-year-old, 5'2", Mike Imperato, and he got dominated in the first round with wrestling. So it's a very bad stylistic matchup for him, this fight specifically, but I appreciate him taking this and giving me the opportunity.
I have a question for Rodrigo Ceznando.
Just translate what he said. Hablaste a ti que va a romper tu madre, güey. Abra tus ojos, güey.
Champ, you're obviously an elite level jiu-jitsu athlete. Just wondering, you're obviously an elite level jiu-jitsu athlete. Just wondering, do you think Dario will want to engage with you on the ground? And can we see crazy scrambles from both of you guys?
So, I for sure will take down him the first round. This is my game. I will take down and then put in my game, like strong game. I will do damage. I will pass his guard. I will mount and then do a lot elbows, punch. So he know and I know he respect a lot my jiu-jitsu, and I will use this on my side.
And how do you think you guys match up in your guys' stand-up?
For me, stand up, I'm 90% and he's 10%.
Couple questions for Adam here. First, Briones has fought at both welterweight and lightweight. How much of a strength advantage do you suspect you're going to have in this bout?
Yeah, I think it's like his third time switching divisions, but at the same time, I think overall, even strength-wise excluded, I do think it's a very good matchup for me skill-wise. When you add that strength, it's going to make it a better fight for me.
Now, I know this isn't the RMF belt, but considering the fact that you finished all your opponents in the first round, how long are you anticipating this fight goes?
No idea. Honestly, David's a very good opponent. He's a very good fighter. He has, like you said earlier, 8 times the amount of experience as me. And I know it's going to be a good fight either way, and I'm looking for a finish.
With a victory on Thursday, how does a top 5 opponent in a title eliminator sound? And if you could have your pick of those 5 guys, is there one that stands out to you?
I haven't even got that far yet. I'm so far looking at David, who is a top 5 guy at 155. He's a very good opponent as is, so once I get past that, then we'll talk then.
I have a question for Asopalani. Obviously, we all saw the recent picture of you guys. You've been training with Dejan, Ash, and Dario. Just wondering, what was the training experience like, training with much bigger guys?
Oh, it's great. These guys have so much knowledge to pass on to me. I'm still a puppy in this game, and every day I'm with these guys. They're helping me with everything they can.
And you're finding a much more experienced opponent. How do you plan on approaching this fight?
Just like anything else I approached, I'm always ready. Like, I'm gonna approach it like I did like my last fight and the fight before that. Oh.
For my own entertainment, I'm going to go back to Ash here. If you win on Thursday, will you defend that belt at 81?
That's a weird one. I feel like this belt was designed for me, so I feel like I'm pressured to defend it. And it makes me excited for every time you're going to try to get the most badass motherfucker who's going to stand up with me. And let's fucking go. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'd like to retire my fucking life out, doing these fucking 5-round fights where we just bang. None of this jiu-jitsu stuff. Not saying anything. Don't get mad at me because of the jiu-jitsu, okay? It's just not my flavor. I do it because it gets me out of bad spots, but fuck. I just want to go toe-to-toe, bang, go home, sleep, do it all over again. You know what I mean? Just stand up and bang, motherfucker. Let's go. You know what I mean? Like, so as much as I want to go for that 65 title when Dan retires, if he retires, he keeps saying that, but we know he's got at least another 10 years, this motherfucker. You don't fucking age. Fuck you. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. I'm excited to get this belt. I haven't even got it yet, but I fucking feel like I've done the work to earn this, and I just gotta show up and perform. But yeah, fuck yeah, I want to defend it, man. I want it to be a thing. I want it to be a main event thing. I want people to know when they come to see this fight, we're gonna fucking fight. Okay, we're gonna fucking get in each other's face. I'm getting all jacked up right now. Whoa. Get in each other's face and just go toe to toe. You know what I mean? Smiling, banging. None of this game. Oh, I'm gonna do this. Take him down in the 3rd round. Fuck this. Let's see how I can hurt you. 100%. That's it.
I can see your eyes through the sunglasses, and you're making me anxious again. So please look that way next time.
But you're so handsome. Look at that man right there.
Honestly, where does this energy come from? Like, where? If you had to source it, what's the root of this?
I'm dead inside. Deep down inside, I'm in the worst pain of my life. I hate myself. I want everyone to die. But you fake it until you make it. You know what I mean? I've had mental problems my whole life, so you just go against it. All I want to do is die all the time, and I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna live. That's it.
Do you ever? I don't know if it's the sunglasses or what, but do you ever get Dave Bautista comparisons? Because I had to do a double take.
All the fucking time, man. All the time.
Last
I'll
one
take
from
as a compliment, 100%.
Yeah, love the guy. All right,
ass motherfucker.
Last one for me, for you. 17th BFL fight, if I'm not mistaken. That's more than any other active fighter on the roster. If we're to take a trip down memory lane, what's it been like? What does it mean for you to have such a deep root to this promotion? I think we go back to what, BFL3?
Man, it means everything to me. This has been my home pretty much since day one. I've gone outside of BFL to fight, you know what I mean? But it's never been the same. I've always come back, and they've treated me like gold. And being 17, first it makes me feel old as fuck. Holy shit. I can't believe we're still doing this. We must be fucking nuts. But besides that, it's fuck. This is my home, man. I'm gonna fucking fight here. I started here. I'm gonna finish here. So it means everything. 17 is just another number. I got at least 10 more, especially with this belt and 3 other belts being there.
I have a question for Christian Tremaine. You seem very confident that you'll be able to take Jaden down and hold him down and submit him. Just wondering, where does that confidence come from? Do you see holes in his grappling?
I have never once seen Jaden Martin compete at a grappling tournament, regional or international.
And if you beat Jaden, what do you think should be next in your career? Do you plan on staying in middleweight, or would you like to challenge one of the guys behind you for a lighter weight title?
That's up in the air, man. I'm good to do whatever. I feel like I'm hitting a stride here. I've got 2 wins put together, and things have been going my way recently. And I'm looking at a time here coming up where I might be able to go back to full-time training. Take on some tough opponents and put a name together for myself, so that we can look at something like that. Guys later. I don't want to go less than 170 anymore, though. I've put my body through enough tough cuts, and that's why this one I stepped up and went up to 180. Just didn't feel like cutting as much weight this time, and you might have a little bit of size, but I'm not too concerned
180 is
about
not a weight class.
You ever heard catch weight?
You asked to fight me, and you said you'd fight me at any weight, but then you have stipulations on the weight. Can I ask why? Am I allowed to ask questions?
Please. Although I'd like to point out, this is actually Ali's fault because he handed you the mic preemptively. He knew exactly what he was doing.
Well, I don't see that as a bad thing.
Yeah.
Retort?
Yeah, I mean, there's been catch weights for as long as MMA's been around. I don't know.
Why not 170 or 85, though? Genuine question.
There's a 15-pound weight division.
Why not do 85?
Because you're a 205er coming down to fight at middleweight.
I'm actually
a
a welterweight guy that's moved up to 185.
Have you ever fought a welterweight, buddy? Maybe amateur like 10 years ago?
Okay, and that's a bad thing? I fought amateur. Did you not fight amateur?
Yeah, but I fought amateur at 145, 155. So
145. Ooh, small, man. That's small.
Do I look fucking small now?
A little bit, yeah.
Partner.
Jaden, what was this fight originally proposed to you as? Like, what was your expectation before we settled on the catch weight?
There was no settling. He talked to the boss, he talked to Jay and said, hey, you know what? Jaden's a bully. I need to go in here and defend the people that he is wronging, and I have a personal vendetta out for him.
I don't give a fuck about the people that you've been fighting, man. I just want to expose you for what you are. You're just somebody that wants to just take fights that are easy, and then you're talking about the UFC and shit like that. Like, buddy, beat a guy with a winning record first.
So you're upset that I'm talking about the UFC, so I have aspirations to be somewhere in my fighting
just
career.
shut the fuck up and put your work in.
Put my work in. 20 years, man. 20 years on the mats, not fucking building skyscrapers and shit.
Yeah, then why do I have so many more fights than you?
Why are you still regional?
What is it, four
Why
times
are you
more
still
fights?
here? If I had 20 fights, you think I'd still be here chirping to get a fight on a card?
Why don't you try to fight on 2 cards in a row first?
Why do I need to try? I fought in the last one. I'm going to kick your ass in a couple of days, man.
All right, man. Let's see it. Like, this is the thing, man, is that these guys think that because they can hit hard, like, just like Bradley was saying, anybody that clips you with your hands down, fucking homeless guy can do it. Jaden Martin can do it. You know, this is exactly what I'm saying, is that it doesn't take skill to be a power puncher. Exactly.
Perfect.
Like
You know you're going to
Dejan
look
was
like an
saying.
idiot on
At
Thursday night
least-
when you're face down on the canvas,
At
right?
least Dejan knows what he's talking about, saying being tough is not a fucking good thing, right? We want to be out here. We want to be skillful, you know? You watch my fights, that's what you see, all right? I grind guys out, I break them down, and then they quit. And that's exactly what I've done
They
in
don't
all of my
quit.
wins.
You bring it to a decision. You're like the Bilal of this division, man. No, sorry, that was low blow. That was low blow. I like him. He's actually a good fighter. I like him.
Bilal's a great guy.
He is. He's a good dude. That was just an easy one. That was low hanging fruit. I'm sorry. Sorry, Bilal. Sorry, dude.
Decision's still a win.
Got a question for Adam Posner. You're only 19 years old, yet you already find yourself on the main card of the biggest show. Just how does it feel to be here?
Yeah, no, it's definitely a big moment. It's a big opportunity, and I'm going to rise to the occasion once again. Last time it was supposed to be my toughest fight yet, and we're saying the same thing again. So history is going to repeat itself. This time it's going to be a bit better, as it's on a better platform, like you said. So looking forward to it.
And how far away do you think you're still from reaching your potential? And what do you think the future holds for you? Is the UFC the ultimate goal?
Yeah, definitely one of the big platforms. I'm definitely gonna make it. I think it's more than reasonable to say it's a matter of time. I'm not even 20 yet, and I'm almost a 2-0. I'm gonna be a 2-0 professional on Thursday. That's what I'm aiming for. So, yeah, no, definitely that's the main goal.
And how do you plan on dealing with David Brion's cage time experience? Obviously, someone who is much more experienced than you.
Yeah, no, I mean across, like he said in one of the BFL posts that I only have 14 minutes of cage time. I thought it was 13 first off, so you can thank him for doing the math for me. But yeah, no, I think it's going to be a good fight either way, and we're gonna see my level on May 9th.
I'm going to go to the welterweight champ here, as you know, sort of the. I hope this doesn't come off the wrong way. As sort of like one of the wiser presences on this press conference, what do you make of some of the energy going on in front of you? I'm just curious because you talk about sort of, you're very respectful in your approach to the people you fight, and your assessment on like being tough isn't a skill. I'm just curious, what do you make when you see young guys on their way up, super ambitious, and they're
as they should be. I love that, man. I love the fact that people care. I love the fact they swear, they're obnoxious. It's irrelevant. It's good. It's good for the sport. It's good for everything, man. Energy is good. I'm not a hater, man. Everybody's got a different approach to what they think success is to the top, and why not? If you can back it up, talk all your mouth. If you can't, you're a fool, right? So at the end of the day, you got to back it up, and I love it. I love it all, man. It gets me all excited, gets me pumped, and I'm just a fan of BFL just as much as I'm a champ. So I go to all the events, I watch all the guys fight, and I just watch them as a fan as well. So I love it all. Trash talk, say everything you want. We're all professionals. Get a fucking tougher skin, get a thicker skin, and stop crying about it. That's it.
Jaden, I like the necklace. What's our next? Big win come Thursday. What are we treating to ourselves with some bonus money or something?
Shopping wise?
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't even know. It's my birthday today, so.
Oh, happy birthday! Happy birthday!
So we're gonna celebrate. Gonna celebrate afterwards, but got to get through Thursday night first. There's a job I got to do, and then we'll see. I do want to kind of go away somewhere. 2 camps in a row is it's a lot, so I think I need to go take a little time off and just enjoy some sun.
I have one question for the president, if you don't mind. Just wondering, why should the general public, why should everyone purchase the pay-per-view? Why should everyone purchase the UFC Fight Pass and the tickets? What can people expect from this show?
Well, there's no pay-per-view, so you gotta watch it on UFC Fight Pass. Well, I mean, it speaks for itself. You got 5 world title fights, right? 4 world title fights, the RMF title, the Radley De Silva fight. You got a guy who hasn't lost a round in 10 years versus Caleb, one of the best camps in the world. 6-fight winning streak. The winner for sure is going to the Contender Series. You got Ali at the 35s defending his title against the number 3 ranked guy in the US and number 4 in Latin America from another good camp. You got Rodrigo Dario. I mean, that fight just speaks for itself. And then the longest winning streak in Canada ever on the regional scene, going against a guy who's won 5 in a row. And then the RMF title, you got Ash, and Ash versus Ash. Right? And if you were going to tailor make a fight.
We'll talk about names after the fight.
Yeah, so the winner gets to keep their name. So that's, and then you got Adam Posner, one of the rising prospects, 19 years old versus Briannas. So good wrestler coming up, right? Tremaine versus Jaden Martin, the most anticipated fight on the card. And you got Taylor Christopher, last minute opponent against Rafael Ouellette, makes it a much bigger fight. So all the 9 fights on the main card are huge, and we got 3 amateur title fights, and we got 2 bangers to start off at 5 p.m. on YouTube, so you can't miss this one.
Regarding the Ruthless MFer belt, moving forward, how are we defending it in terms of weight class? Is this something that jumps from weight class to weight class? Do we introduce different ones for different divisions? I'm just curious as to what sort of matchmaking options are possible in the future.
Possibly, but I mean, right now, Ash is, if you're going to pick a guy, you can tell it's him. And his opponent, from the way he does the face-offs, you'll see at the weigh-ins, it's that's the fight you got to make now. But this title, because it's at the 65s, or at 170, sorry, but then Ash has said before, if he wins, he's going to go 65 and fight the winner of Dario and Rodrigo. So he wants the 65 title. So it's kind of... So we got to see what happens, right? Once he wins, or if he, we got to see what he wants to do. But yeah, I mean, we are gonna probably do the RMF title in different weight classes as well if the right guys are in the division.
Okay, I'm curious if there's anyone on the stage here who wants to crack that belt. Hey, there we go. There we go.
Badly.
Why?
Why? Yeah. Because it's a title and I want it. It's that simple, and I'm better. That simple. Not the Nash. Wink, wink. But I'm just we trash talk.
It's okay. Wink, wink. I'm not better either, and I don't want his title either.
But I want it all. I'm competitive. I'm greedy, and I want it all. So as soon as I see any legitimate title that's worth learning, I want it. So I messaged him right away, and I was talking about. I don't care. I want it.
I have one question for Darius Nagoga.
Whoa. We just got real in here, didn't it? Yeah, are we all just going to ignore what just happened here? It just got weird. I love it. I think he's the best fighter to ever come out of the fucking BC. And if I'm not down to fight that, then I'm just a little pussy. And if he's coming for my belt, fuck, I'm going for his belt. Fuck that. I love you. Oh, let's go. I'll fucking fight you any day.
Nice.
So is that a trilogy at World War II, BFL81?
Well, I guess so now. Fuck, we were fucking fighting 2 seconds ago, but I guess we're fighting now. That's what fucking beautiful fighting is. Let's go. Let's fucking go. Woo! I'm about to take all my clothes off. I'm not talking about like fighting, but yeah.
I have just one question for Darius Nagoga. What do you think beating Rodrigo Cezinando and getting that title will do for your career, and what do you think will come next for you? What do you think beating Rodrigo will do for your career? What do you think winning the title will do for you? How close do you think it will put you towards the UFC?
I just want to fight. I'm not too worried about going to the UFC. If I merit that, then happy days. But I just love the fight game, man. I just love fighting. Like, I love putting in the work. I love getting up early in the morning. I love going out and getting my road work in. I love spending time with good guys on the mats and just being able to share time with some of the greatest in the province, if not the country, is just a fucking dream of mine. You know what I mean? When your peers become your brethren, you know what I mean? It's insane. So I'm just loving the journey and everything. And you know, like I said, I don't fight for the clout. I don't fight for the money. I don't fight for the titles. If I merit that, then happy days. But really, I'm just in this because this is what I love to do, and I like to represent my blood. And at the end of the day, every time that I compete, it's my blood against their blood, and we just see who comes out on top. And there's always a lesson in everything. So, you know, one of the biggest lessons I learned was losing against this guy, and it was one of the best things for me. And I can tell you now that it's made me a better fighter. It's made me more realistic. It's made me more of a wholesome fighter, and it's allowed me to make some hard decisions that had to be made. And I'm better for it now, and I'm just going to keep on progressing and keep on making those good decisions.
I have one question for Ali Boumaier. Just wondering, how likely do you think this could be your last BFL fight? How likely is it that the UFC is the next step?
If I go out there and do what I'm capable of doing, I know this is going to be my last fight on BFL. You know, the UFC has always been a goal of mine, so I'm super excited to go out there and showcase I belong with the top guys in the UFC. So, you know, come out and watch me one last time on the regional scene.
Question in the same vein for Radley. Obviously, you know, BFL, the top proving ground for Canadians looking to take that next step. It's on UFC Fight Pass. What's the message you have for the UFC fans who might see you soon on the Contender Series?
Just tune in. I have a very different style. I can do anything at any given moment. We could be wrestling at one point, or I could do a flip on his head in the next moment, spinning kick in his face. Like at any moment, I can do something crazy. And if you've seen any crazy capoeira knockouts on the internet, anything like that can come at any moment. So, you know, I'm looking for a special performance this time around. I'm feeling so much more comfortable after that 5-round fight. So this is a continuation. It feels like round 6 now for a championship, and I'm feeling so comfortable right now.
That's it. We're going to do the face-off. Just one quick.
Wonderful. Anybody else want to take photos? That's it. Okay, we're going to do face-offs with the matchups here. Starting with Adam and David Gronis. David. You got enough of it. Yeah.
Just about done, but I got an idea for the time being.
Great. Just hold it right in the middle. We got to just go as close as you can.
There we go. A little bit closer, guys. Finangled it a bit. We got there. Who's going to win some more there? Good luck, guys. Great.
Dario, are you here? Dario?
Okay, next.
Yeah, find him, please. Let's go. Jaden. Christian. Yeah, I should have used that. Yeah. So let's get right up and hold it for right in the middle.
Stay right there. Stay right there. Good job. Nice. Yeah, perfect. Just like that. Good.
Hold on.
Yeah, very nice. Good.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Yeah. No handshake. Rodrigo and Dario, come on up. Yeah, this is gonna be a good fight.